Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey, back with another video. I just wanted to put up a quick video, just really sharing my thoughts on why, in all honesty, when God removes certain people, places, and things out of your life, why one should truly leave it as such. Don't try to go back and revisit. Don't try to go back and make amends. Don't go back and try to rectify the situation in whatever way possible. Again, when it's all said and done, it was actually done for a reason. So, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. I took a little pause there for a moment before I spoke any further because I just had several thoughts running through my mind in terms of my own experience that I've encountered where I had to come to realize that it was no need to go back. When it came to certain people that I was closely aligned with, whether it was certain family members, people I've worked with in the past that I've still kept in contact with over the years, whether it may have been certain locations that I was once connected to, or even when it comes down to certain objects, maybe certain pieces of jewelry, things of that nature that maybe one has given you, i.e. an ex, that you've held on to because you remember at one point when those particular items were given to you, how you cherished them and you loved them so much just because you kept throwing it out there to your past ex or lover that you wanted that item. And for them to finally get it for you, it meant the world to you. So when it was time and you parted ways with them, you still didn't want to part with those particular items. We could talk about that a little bit. I know for me, I had like several items, as you guys can imagine, with my past ex that he had gotten me over the years. And we were together for 14. And I held on to them dearly because I loved them. So many different pieces of jewelry, things of that nature. And I just did not want to part ways with it. Not realizing that holding onto those items were in some way hindering me from my progression moving forward in terms of my journey. Once I taken the step to remove those items, I didn't even go as far as trying to sell them. Now, mind you, these were actual real pieces of jewelry. It wasn't anything that you would find at a swap meet or in like one of those gumball machines. It wasn't anything like that. These were actual real solid pieces of jewelry. Most people would have said that, well, if it was an ex, I would have definitely tried to pawn the items or sell them. True, I could have. But for someone like me, I just didn't have a sense of care for it. I literally did not want any ties to anything that would have been connected to it, even any money that I could have gained from selling them. So I actually took the initiative and I just threw the items out. Yeah, you heard me correct. Real pieces of jewelry rather than holding on to them. I just threw them in the trash, down the dumpster. It was a breath of fresh air. At first, initially, when I went through that experience, I was a little shaken. I was like, maybe I made a wrong move there. Not because of the monetary side of things of it, more so made a wrong move because I'm like, I really love those pieces. I really love those necklaces or that bracelet, whatever the case may be. And I actually just did that. I felt like if I would have done the opposite of that and maybe sold the items and gained some money from it, I probably would have in some way still felt connected to those items because I would have felt like I had to have gained something from it, if that makes any sense, in order to relinquish it. Rather than just saying, forget it. When I say I'm done altogether. That means items that came from him included. I felt my sense of power really kicked in was when I actually just threw the items down the dumpster. It was just like, okay, anything and everything that could have came along with that or could have came back from those items were now gone. No looking back. I say all this to say, when one has truly made it up in their mind that they are completely done with an individual or done with the place or done with certain things, they need to make up in their mind to be done altogether. And just have that mindset of there is no looking back. For me, the way of saying that there was no looking back would have been just to do so, where I just relinquished those items without any hopes or seeing any sense of monetary gains from it. And that was just something that truly worked for me. Each individual is different. I just know that that was something that truly worked for me, which made it easier for me to move beyond the issue at that given point in time. Same can be said about places and places and people. You know, I think the reason why as beings we hold on to various places and beings that we were closely aligned with is just because of that sense of nostalgia. Just knowing that it brings back the fond memories that you had of, you know, working alongside those people or once going to that school within that area. It's just like, it puts you in a sense of temporary gratification. Just like, oh, do you remember when this happened? Do you remember when we had to study for this midterm? Or do you remember when, you know, we ended up getting that new boss that only stayed with our company for about a month? You know, little things like that we can kind of sit back and just like laugh about just in terms of old memories. But it's just that, nostalgia. It's not anything that's meant to be for the long haul. That time and place and those people were meant for just that particular time and place for a reason. It wasn't meant to go back and try to relive it in terms of current day. I think what it is that, you know, as beings, sometimes we have a hard time relinquishing that. Part of the reason is because it's just something that we deal with in terms of our own mental comfortability. And a lot of times that can have a lot to do with being afraid, just having a sense of fear of the unknown, of what's to come. I think, honestly, we have to get it out of our mindset and just understand that whatever God has for us will be for us. And, you know, just like any part of this journey, you're going to have your good points and your bad points. But you have to learn to embrace it and to see it for what it is. And just take this journey step by step and look at it in terms of any experiences that you have going forward, whether it be good or bad. Look at it as a positive in all aspects. Because, you know, let's say you come across a scenario that isn't so great in the future. Look at it as a blessing because there's something you would have learned from it that you can apply, aka wisdom, in terms of your future scenarios to come. So it's all about perception and how you take on these experiences and just really applying it to your day-to-day. And yeah, with that being said, I guess it's kind of like the saying, let bygones be bygones. So again, thinking about the aspect of past experiences, past dealings with others, let it be just that, in the past. What are you guys' thoughts about that when it comes to the notion of when God removes people, places, and things out of your life? Do you feel that there's a need to go back and relive it? What benefit does one gain from it? Does it in any way hinder you from really focusing on what's ahead of you? I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts about that. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. You guys really ramped up in terms of responses lately. I'm like grinning from ear to ear because now I'm thinking about it. I still have like a couple emails I have to get through this morning. I did see some this morning. There's a few videos that I think that are striking a nerve with some people, which is striking a nerve in a great way. Let me be clear. I love it. I actually do. And I really do appreciate everything in terms of the responses I've been getting from you guys. Definitely keep those DM messages coming. I do read those, as you guys know. I think it kind of shocks some of you guys, like, wow, she actually responds. Like, yeah, I'm human. It's not AI, it's me. So, yeah, just know that I do respond back. And Yeah, as always, consultations are still open. I think I have 2 spots available for Friday this week. And then next week, I am pretty clear as of yesterday evening. That was the last time I checked in terms of the schedule. But as always, just know that I'm definitely seeing you guys love and light. And in the meantime, I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.